All right, guys, just before we get into today's video, like I mentioned, we are giving away a ton of Moparty tickets. We're gonna be there this year with the HellRAM, as well as our Hellcat swapped Dodge Dakota behind us. It's easy to win. Make sure you guys are in the lower 48, and also make sure you're able to attend. It's gonna be in Bowling Green, Kentucky, September 16th through to the 18th. And I will be there with both vehicles. It's gonna be easy to enter. In order to enter, all you gotta do is message me on Instagram with this key phrase. I'm gonna put it right here on the screen. Message me with that, where you're located, and if you are actually able to attend, and I'll send you 2 free passes to attend Moparty. Let's get started on today's video. In today's video, we're gonna be working on the Hellcat swap Ram 1500. So last video, we finished getting the fuel system set up. So that's pretty much ready to go, but I haven't finalized, I guess, just dressing the wires in just until we test this thing, and then I can finish dressing it in. Was messing around a little bit with some of the wiring on the fuse box. I have to put fluids in this thing. I also have to install our upper radiator hose. Finally, our supercharger coolant tank showed up, so I'm gonna put that in, and we gotta put coolant in it for our radiator and our supercharger cooling system. So let's get this thing full of fluids, and then maybe in this video, if all goes as planned, it might start. We can at least put power to it, see what it's mad about, and go from there. So let's get some fluids in it. It's pretty late here tonight, but I want to at least start now. Since it's raining out right now and I'm kind of trapped in the shop, I'm just going to fill it with fluids, and then we'll continue again in the morning. So here's the brand new bottle from Mopar. If you guys remember the last one, this was broken on it and the cap was being all weird. Actually, this cap is the same. I wonder how these work. Same thing. I guess you have to like squeeze them or something. It is strange how they skip like that, but I haven't quite figured these out yet, you guys. Oh, ever weird. There's a little slot that you're supposed to put a screwdriver in, I suppose, and that engages that tab right there. I haven't seen any caps like that, but if you guys have, comment down below. But I guess you're supposed to put some sort of flat screwdriver in there, and then you can turn it and it'll grab the bottom, but otherwise it just skips. Okay guys, so it is the next day. I ended up filling it with coolant in the radiator. I haven't filled this bottle just yet, but I want to just at least turn the key and see what kind of codes it may or may not be throwing, just in case. I don't really want to plan for it, but just since I'm filling this thing up with the Mopar antifreeze, and it's pretty expensive, it's pricey stuff. Like each one of those was, I think, like 25 bucks, like $50 just for 2 of those jugs. So the radiator should be good, but just in case for some weird crazy reason I do have to pull the supercharger, I don't want to just have to drop all that expensive fluid everywhere. So we've got our 2 connectors plugged in. I'm gonna go ahead, throw the battery on, see I guess what kind of codes it may or may not be throwing, and then we'll go from there and reassess as necessary. So let's go ahead and throw some power on this thing, boys. Crazy times. All right, so I had to tighten this down. This 113 mil bolt on the negative was a little loose. So she's got lights inside. Let's see. Oh, this is unhappy, so I have to re-engage things because I got the neutral bypass, so that is flashing. So let me correct that. Also, I'm noticing our brake lights are on, so I've corrected that, but we did take out the master brake cylinder, so let me finalize this as well. Again, just 5 million things, you guys. So, because my brake pedal isn't even hooked up, so even if we wanted to try to start it, that has to be fixed next, so let me do that. Okay, so that's corrected. So now our brake light isn't constantly on, but what we can do is see if we get any priming action. Don't know if I hear anything out of the fuel pumps, which obviously we're gonna need to work out. Our fuel gauge works, so that's good news on that part. Let me mess with some stuff and continue in just a minute here. All right, guys, so what I was having an issue with, I just finished filling stuff up with fluids. I still gotta get this running so that this can, you know, drag down, because there's definitely not a full amount of fluid in there, but it doesn't seem to be moving too much. But oil is full, our coolant is full, and then the supercharger is as full as I can get it for now. When we go ahead and turn the key to on, to the run position, the pumps were not working, so they were not coming on. And I spent a few hours figuring that out. I was trying to figure out why, and I finally got it figured out. There's some difference in wiring between the RAM system and how the fuel pumps engage and the Hellcat, so got that working. So now the pumps come on, but what I want to do now is hook up to the Schrader valve on our rail, run the pumps, and see what fuel pressure we have, because we have the adjustable fuel pressure regulator and I haven't touched it yet as far as the settings go. So I want to make sure that's adequate and see where it's at with both pumps fully running. So let me go ahead, I got the gauge over there, let me get it on the rail and see what we got. Okay, so I got our gauge connected to the rail. I'm gonna go ahead and activate the pumps and see where we're at on our fuel pressure. Okay, so fuel pumps are running, and you can see here we're at like 45 PSI or so. So we are actually using this regulator as an overpressure valve. So I'm actually gonna crank this up to 90. That way the computer can control the fuel pressure as it wishes. So we're actually a little low on here. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna crank this up so that we're in and around 90. Let's see where we're at. Let's go look. So we're at 50, we still got a ways to go. All right, so it's actually fully bottomed out, and that works out right to be at 90. So there you go, we're pegged right at 90, so we're good. I'm gonna tighten the set screw, and then that should be that. So definitely not a bad idea to check for any fuel leaks, which I've done. Everything seems to be good, you guys, so far so good. I think we might be ready to crank it. A little bit scary, but a long time leading up to this, but I think we might be ready. One more thing I do want to do is there is this right here. So this port that comes off the side of the intake, I want to actually connect it to the back there to our valve cover, because I don't want it to have a massive vacuum leak. So let me actually do that. I'm going to put this, and then I've got this hose, so I'm going to make this up so that it goes back to there and connects, and then hopefully we don't have a vacuum leak. Okay, so I ended up making up our little breather line to the top of the cover there. Well, let's see, boys. Let's see what we got. Oh my god. Fuel pumps priming. No way. Woo! Yes, sir! We gotta check engine light, so we've got a little bit of stuff to contend with, but let's go make sure we don't have any fuel leaks or anything. So quiet with that exhaust. Fuel pressure looks steady. Probably gonna heat up those headers along with a few other things. Oh man, I cannot believe it, you guys. She's alive! So I'm gonna keep checking some stuff, you guys. I don't know if I can get it up to temperature. It'd be nice to kind of move it out a little bit just so I'm not in here suffocating, which I might do. I might throw a wheel on and honestly just bring it out here. So she's quietening up too, you guys. You gotta remember I had this engine completely apart, heads off, so probably take a little bit of time for the lifters to pump up as well. And we also don't even have an intake on it, so we gotta let the coolant bleed. Okay boys, so this is gonna be the first time, hopefully, that it moves under its own power. I'm just gonna move it out there. That way I can have it run for 5-10 minutes, heat cycle it, get the coolant in here and bleed the system. So I got the wheel back on. Let's go ahead and see what happens. I have no idea, but let's see if it works. She works, boys. She works. We drove her out. It's idling like brand new. It's pretty quiet, but I want to wait till we get some coolant in it, and then we can maybe get a little rowdy with it. But let me get some more stuff in here. She's sucking it down. And come on. Check on temps. We're still in the middle, but I definitely need more water. Alright, only thing, you guys, is I'm not sure if this blower is gonna be healthy. I don't know if you guys can hear it right now, but it kind of sounds like a bit of, you can hear the actual blades on the supercharger, like it's kind of making a little bit of chatter at idle. Kind of when the motor, like, you know, bogs down a little bit, you'll hear it, and I'll show you guys in just a second when it does it. It really starts chattering. When we rev it, like you guys heard, like you don't hear anything. I just don't know if having all this chatter at idle is acceptable or normal. I know the Dakota does not make this much chattering just chilling here. There you go, listen to that. So that's what I'm not sure about just yet. Okay, so the other thing I gotta figure out is I'm not sure if this pump is running because I do not see anything moving around in here. Plus I was feeling the lines that are coming off that, and I do not know that it's circulating. So let's pull it back in, let me check some wiring, and we'll see what we can come up with and what we can wrap up today. All right, guys, so it's pretty much gonna be a wrap for this video. Where we're at is I have to source out a different blower. Yes, I could probably send this to get rebuilt, but in the essence of time, I need to find a blower ASAP. So I think I have one that I located. I'm gonna try to pick it up tomorrow. Today is Friday, and I wanna get this video out for you guys. So I'm hoping I can go pick that up tomorrow, and if all is well, then I can swap on that blower. Other thing I'm waiting for is the transmission fluid, so I can top that up and continue testing. So those two things, a few odds and ends I got to figure out and just troubleshoot a few things, but overall we're in good shape. And like I mentioned, make sure your notifications are turned on so that you guys can get yourself a set of these Mo Party tickets. I've got a bunch more to give away, so make sure your notifications and hit that bell icon and set it to all so that you're notified. The early bird's gonna get the worm. I'm gonna have a specific key phrase that you're gonna have to message me with in order to win the tickets. So good luck, you guys. I'm right now about to work on the Hellcat. I might try to go to an event tomorrow down in West Palm Beach. I'll post those details on my Instagram if I end up going. So if you guys are in that area, and I managed to get done what I'm about to do. I'm trying to get the AC working so that I can actually drive it down there. And if I get that done, then I'll be there with the Hellcat, but keep an eye out on Instagram for those details. Thanks for watching, guys. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this content. We're almost there. Super happy that it at least runs, but now we got to work out all the fine details and all the little bugs. So thanks again. See you on the next one.